Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Attack on Titan. It has possibly been 2 weeks for me, which, great time to take a vacation, is right before the season finale of Attack on Titan. Last time on Attack on Titan, what was it called? It was called Attack Titan. I can never remember that title because it's just Attack Titan. So, we got more of a lore dump, more explaining Kruger as the owl, Eren Kruger as the owl, and how Grisha eventually took up the cause to go find the founding Titan. We also learned that the 9 Titans of Ymir can only live for 13 years, which is why Eren Kruger had to pass on the power, and is most likely why Grisha had to then pass on the power to Eren Yeager. And by our calculations, because of this, Armin has a good 13 years, because he's just turned into a Titan. However, Eren only has 8 years left. Also, possibly, our Ymir, her time might be up, because she sent a letter and she was like, I'm gonna die, so, you know. So yeah. We also got the, I guess just the meeting of all the military leaders in Trust. We got Premier Zachary, Commander, was it Nile Doc of the MPs, Commander Zoe Hanji of the Scouts, Commander Pixis, Dot Pixis of the Garrison, and then obviously Queen Historia herself were all there, all of our great leaders. For some reason, my mind is, like, swimming around in my head right now. I don't know why. This is weird, but, You know what else it is? I feel like I haven't talked in a few weeks. Like, my voice is already like, why are we talking? But that's not the point. But basically, they, explained to everyone that, the people of the walls are the Eldians, and they have the ability to transform into Titans, and they are technically in a conflict with the people of the country of Marley. And yeah. And then what the hell else was there? Oh, they talked about the power of the founding Titan, which is what the Marleyans are after. Which, of course, the power of the Titan currently resides within Eren. And they mentioned that he's only been able to use the power of the founding Titan once. He realized that was because the Titan that he made contact with was Dinah Fritz. That was her. So he had this big outburst because he suddenly realizes that it's possible that he could use the power of the founding Titan if he was touching Historia. That sounded way better in my head. I mean, look, we all want to touch Historia, but for God's sake, keep it in your pants. Jesus. Yeah. But he kept this to himself, because he does not want to... He's concerned at what they might do to Historia. That said, they probably wouldn't do too much. Like, they wouldn't turn her into a mindless Titan, because she's the queen. You're not going to just give up your queen at a moment's notice, you know? Especially the queen you installed. I don't know. So things are happening. Also, at the end, we got more of, Eren Kruger giving the mission to Grisha. And he was like, oh, you have to do this. You have to master this power to save Mikasa and Armin. And Grisha was like, who the fuck are they? And Eren Kruger was like, I don't fucking know. That's not my memory, bro. So it's that connection. Apparently all the Eldians have a connection. So, yeah. That was a lot of explanation, wasn't it? Goodness, I just looked over at the time. I just realized I've been rambling for 8 minutes. So let's go ahead and, like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment. Let's just go ahead and get started and not keep rambling about Attack on Titan. Here we go. I could literally, like, cry at them being at the sea. Of course, yes, what's on the other side of the sea? The other side of the sea is the nation of Marley, their enemy. Presumably also Rhina and Zeke are back with, are back in Marley. So, okay. So, that's season 3. We have one more season. I know season 4 is the final season. I'm assuming then that the final season is the war with Marley. It can't be that simple. It can't be that simple. But we'll have to see. I don't know. To the sea. To the sea. To the scouts who made it to the sea. Man, this show... Remember when this show was about a boy killing titans? Look where we are now. It's so different. Because the titans are not really like they passed that one, and Eren was like, yeah, this is one of us. He was a patriot who they deported to Paradis. Like, that's just it. Excuse me. Voice is still not quite there, but... I mean, that Titan, they didn't kill him. They just let him be. The fuck is he gonna do? That is part of it, though, I imagine that if that Titan was more mobile... I would imagine that they might have killed it. You know? I mean, there's a part of me that wonders, they could have... I would have imagined, though, that they might have killed it to put it out of its misery, you know? Granted, it's not really conscious of anything, but there is no known way, not even any sort of theory on how to turn a Titan back into a human without just devouring one of the 9. So I would honestly imagine, like, I would almost imagine, like, Captain Levi killing it to put it out of its misery, you know? Oh, well. So, big stuff in this episode. The truth has been revealed to the people within the walls. They published the article. Everything's out. Because that's the thing. They couldn't keep this away. Because, they couldn't keep this away because that is exactly what the Rice Kings have done. You know? What Rod Rice did. You can't do that. You cannot do that. So I like also that it was Historia that said, let's publish the truth. Let's tell everyone. They deserve to know. They deserve to know the truth. So the whole truth is out, which is crazy. I like how they do mention, some people just sort of accept it. Some people just sort of laugh it off. Some people, they sort of lash out and they call it a hoax and everything. It's like, yeah, that sounds very human. Like, that sounds like a thing humans would do. Because, I mean, imagine that, Imagine that, like... Imagine, like, you woke up one morning and it was like, ladies and gentlemen of the Earth is actually a planet diorama in a solar system display case, and we are all just living as, like, in a human zoo, but we didn't know it. Or even that it was like, our solar system was locked away so that we would be imprisoned on the Earth, but no one realized it, or something like that. It's like, how do you respond to that, Like, honestly, the revelation that there are other humans out there, that the Marlians are out there, an entire world of humans exists beyond the walls, that's almost like saying to us, hey, there's alien life out there, That's almost like saying that there's alien life out there, I mean, that is a big revelation. So it's interesting how they mention, how it was taken. Because how would you take it? Like, the closest comparison would be alien life. So if tomorrow you woke up and the government said, I don't know, Joe Biden came on screen and was like, well, yes, there are aliens out there. That's my best Joe Biden impression. What would you think? And maybe that's not the right way of putting it, because, there would be people that would be like, Joe Biden, you're fucking lying, But if, like, every country, like, if all the world leaders, like, came forward and was like, there is alien life, we have definitive proof, it's there. It's out there. Like, there's people on Mars. There's people on Mars. How would you react to that? Because that is basically what the people of Paradis would go through, But it is very interesting how, they say some people just accept it. Like, oh, yep, all right, there's other humans out there, okay. Which some people would probably accept aliens. See, I feel like if there was definitive proof, like if the world leaders came out and were like, hey, there are aliens living on Mars, I'd be like, oh my god, that is a huge revelation. But yeah, like, I would accept it basically, but it would also be like a holy shit, that is crazy, So I mean, it's the closest analogy I can think of for the people of Paradis, for the Eldians, that there are more out there. So fucking Flock, god damn it. So basically, Flock and Armin are the new Jean and Eren, because when they go through this whole thing of, he's basically dogging on Armin about all this shit, which, to be, like, see, here's the unfair thing, Armin had no choice in this. Can we, like, put that out there? Like, he's, like, going off on Armin. It's like, you shouldn't be here, you should be dead. And it's like, well, it's not his friggin' fault. Like, it's not his fault. He had no say in the matter. And if he did, he probably would have chosen Erwin, And it's interesting that he says, oh, it's because Eren, Mikasa, and Captain Levi got emotional. Okay, bitch, stop. Captain Levi got emotional. Captain Levi doesn't get emotional. He looked at it differently. It wasn't the logical conclusion. Yes, he didn't make his choice logically. Originally, he was looking at it logically, and by logic, you go with Erwin. However, the man was finally going to rest. It's basically a, what do you do? Do you drag the man back? Drag the man back. You basically give up. Do you basically sacrifice the man's soul or his life? Because that was the difference. So, I'm not fully on board with what Flock was saying. However, I do understand what Flock was saying. And this is why I say it's sort of like Jean and Eren, because we've had like 8 times where Jean, he starts saying some shit, and then it's like, oh well, are you worth it? Are you worth dying for? And it's always a good point once he finally makes his point. And in a sense, Floch is doing the same thing. In a sense, Floch is doing the same thing. However, whereas Jean would ask, Eren, are you worth dying for? Are you going to step up? Are you worth us risking our lives on you? Floch has decided you're not. Armin is not worth it, That's the thing. Floch has made up his mind, whereas Jean always gave Eren a chance. And this is weird to say that Jean is so much better than Floch. Well, first off, Floch was not a character until suddenly he was. So there was that. But that's the whole thing, is that whereas Jean was always willing to give Eren the chance. He was like, all right, Eren, you need to step up. We will follow you, but you better be damn worth it. You better live up to what we're doing here. Floch has already decided that Armin is not going to live up to what they need from him, So it's one of those things that it's like, I don't know. You understand what Floch is saying, but then at the same time, there's also the thing that Eren says, what is beyond the wall? They legitimately did not know. Still, they legitimately did not know. Because that's the thing. Okay, yes. Commander Erwin, brilliant military leader. Armin is a genius. Not quite a military leader, but he is a genius. But here's the thing. I feel like with Armin and Hanji, I almost feel like that makes Erwin. Like the insanity but the brilliance of the two of them make Erwin. So that's the thing, when it's like, okay, so we don't have Erwin. However, Hanji is now the leader of the scouts, and we also have Armin. That's pretty good, I would say. And that's the thing, too. Because Erwin was also good with Titans. But if you notice, there were a lot of times when it wasn't just strictly a Titan that Erwin didn't really come up with the plan. They've mentioned when they were reviving Armin, all the times that Armin came up with a plan and everything. And that's true. Now, could Erwin have come up with those plans? It's entirely possible. But the thing is, now, you're not strictly fighting Titans anymore, which is what Erwin has been doing for years. It's also what Captain Levi's been doing for years, And Captain Levi, while yes, he could hold his own, like against the Kenny squad, still, Captain Levi would not be the leader of the scouts because he doesn't have that sort of mind for it, As brilliant as he is, he basically doesn't have the insanity, What I'm trying to get at is that they're going to face humans now. It's all out in the open. We're going to face the nation of Marley. And to face the nation of Marley means, yes, you will have to fight the Beast Titan. You will have to fight the Armored Titan again. There are Titans that you will still need to fight. But you also need to fight humans. You need to fight other military leaders. Not just the Beast Titan. Multiple, a military. You have to fight a military now. And perhaps, Erwin alone would not have been suited for that. Now, does that mean Armin is suited for that? We don't know. But that is the thing, is that when you really look at what we're going to be going up against now, is there really any difference between Erwin and Armin at this point? Yes, there's the experience. It basically then boils down to experience. Do you take the man with experience or the boy who, doesn't have as much? Now, there's a solid argument again for Erwin, and of course we're having this argument again. The deed is done, but still. There is the argument towards Erwin because he has the more experience. However, with that experience comes the age. Not that he's an old man, but he's been doing this forever, and the moment he can finally rest, they were going to bring him back into hell. So I get Flock, but at the same time, shut the fuck up, Flock. And see, that's the thing too. What's done is done. Which is what Hanji said once Armin woke up. Like, look, what's done is done. You're the Colossal Titan. We move on. We do the best with what we have. Which is what they've always done. You do the best with what you have. That is what the scouts have always done. Do the best with what you have. That was trust. Do the best with what you have. What do you have? You have Commander Hanji and Armin Arlert. Now, make the fucking best of it. Don't wallow. Don't grieve over, don't speculate on what you could have had with Erwin. You need to move forward, fucking Flock. And when he says, "Oh, Mikasa was an adult, she gave up," and it's like, go fuck yourself. Why him? Why do it have to be him? We had the ceremony. I should have immediately known that as soon as Eren touched Historia... I gotta stop putting it like that. That just sounds wrong. They're still young. They're like, what, 16 now? So, well, they were probably still around 15 or 16-ish at that ceremony. They're now going to Walmaria. They're probably about 16. But I should have known that as soon as he made contact with Historia... that something would happen, because that's the thing. She has, which is interesting. They say it's like, oh, the king changes memories with Titan powers. Yeah, but all the fucking Rice family has that anyway. Even the ones that aren't Titans have this friggin' memory power. The memory power seems a little weird, by the way. Like, it has nothing to do with Titans. It just is. So, it's just something they inherit, I guess. But yeah. But as soon as it was like, oh, okay, so they're all, kissing the queen's hand, and it's like, he's gonna fucking remember something. You know it. I'm glad he didn't have any sort of outburst, but he was sort of like, oh, shit. So that was the thing. He saw... Because we had heard from Rod... This was still in Season 3. It's been a long season, guys. But we heard from Rod that Grisha just came in and tried to take the power. But we saw what was actually the case was that he was begging Frida to call off the Titans at Walmart to save people. But then the will of the first king overpowered her, which is why Grisha had to fight her and kill her. So he actually begged her. He might not have gone there to steal the power. He probably just went there to beg for her help. But when she didn't give it, then he had to take the power himself. That fucking first king, man. That first king is a piece of shit. By the way, is Historia's name Fritz now? Because there was King Fritz, who then changes his name to Rice. But that means the Rice family now is the royal family, and the Fritz is then the puppet family. But then when they, I guess they say, well, we deposed the false king Fritz, and then the other false king, Rod Rice. Now here's Historia Rice. I guess. I don't know. But yeah, Grisha begged. What are we at? 51 minutes on this recording. Let's speed this up a little bit. Months have passed. Wall Maria is secure. And the Maria refugees were able to go back home. That's incredible. That's incredible. They saw the Patriot. Poor guy. Again, it's interesting they didn't put him out of his misery, you know? But I like that it's like, hey, he's just a Patriot that they sent over the wall. That's it. Which means they're not sending a ton of people anymore. Although, granted, I guess they never really sent, like, a ton of people. It's just that no one was really killing all these Titans for 100 years, you know? Because they could just exist, you know? Dinah Fritz, she existed as a Titan for 6 years, so... but yeah. And then they got to the sea, and I love that. I love all of them just at the sea, just having fun. I kind of wish Levi had a little fun there, too. He just sort of stood back and was like, whatever, I'm Levi, don't touch shit. But I like everyone, like, Sasha and Connie splashing each other. That was really cute. And I like, because, it's salt water. So Jean tries to drink it. He's like, shit, it's salty. And it gets in Sasha's eyes. And it's like, it burns. Oh. I like Mikasa doing Mikasa smiling. It's so cute. Oh. And then Eren going over and being edgy about it. Like, forget Eren has to be a downer about everything. It's like, it's out of the other side of the sea. There'd be freedom, but there's not. It's our enemy. And it's like, man, bring down the mood, man. Can we just enjoy the sea for a little bit? The sea. That was so amazing. But yes, on the other side of the sea is war. So, next time on Attack on Titan, I don't have a Blu-ray. I don't know if there is a Blu-ray. See, okay, here's what I already know, is that I know they wrapped up Season 4 Part 1, and they're currently on hiatus. I know that. And actually, so I saw that Attack on Titan Season 4 Part 2 will start in 2022. That actually means that we're going to catch up with Season 4 before it comes back, which is pretty cool. And, we'll probably... What I'm going to be doing between Part 1 and Part 2 of Season 4 is I'm actually going to be going over the OVAs and stuff. But I don't know if Season 4 Part 1 is on Blu-ray yet. But even if it is, I'm not going to go ahead and buy it. I already used Funimation for My Hero Academia Season 5, so I'm just going to use that for Attack on Titan Season 4. I don't know what we're going to do for the table prop. We've had the Blu-rays here pretty much since the beginning. But I'm going to wait until all of Season 4 is done and let a full Season 4 Blu-ray come out. Because that was the thing, was that for Season 1, I had a full Season 1 Blu-ray. Season 2 was a full Blu-ray. But then for Season 3, all they had was Part 1 and Part 2. They had 2 separate Blu-rays. But then, when I went to buy Part 2 of Season 3, then they had a full Season 3 Blu-ray, and it pisses me off. Because this is kind of dumb. It's like, oh, here's half the season. It's like, well, god damn it. So, I'm going to wait to buy a full Season 4 Blu-ray when it comes out. But next week, we will be moving on to the final season of Attack on Titan. I think we're in for some shit. We are in for some shit. Because this season's been fucking crazy. And this is Season 3 of 4. Next time we move on to Season 4, I'm excited to see where we're going with that. But with all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Attack on Titan reactions, there is a playlist on screen, as well as another video you can click on if you want to go click on other videos of mine. You can touch them, like Eren touches Historia. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys next time.